Noora, welcome. It's really a pleasure to have you here. When I first watched your performances, I immediately thought, this is another level. Today, we are here to get to know you a little more closely. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. When I watch your live performances, I'm honestly shocked. Your energy is unbelievable, and it is as if you are a vocal superhero. Like there's nothing you can't do with your voice. Is it really like that?
Well, thank you for that. Well, actually, the whole thing when I have created the personality on the stage, looking like a superhero, it's also like I'm manifesting manifesting the being a superhero for myself and for everyone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was really nice of you to say that I was like a superhero singing because like that's something that I really want to visualize on
Ah,
stage and
yeah.
in my performing.
Thank you. When did your journey with music begin, and was the moment you said, "Yes, this is my path"?
I was actually 4 years old when I saw this television program where little children were in the singing competition. It was called,
Oh,
I think in English, it's like little stars.
little
So
star, sure.
yeah, and I saw this when I was 4 years old, and I was like, uh, then that was the moment when my first kind of the spark
Yeah.
was lit, and I was like, I want to be there. I like I knew in my soul that that's where I want to be. I want to, like, I couldn't put it in words, but in my soul I knew what it meant. And I remember my parents were like, I'm from a like a average working family, so we didn't have money to get back then to get me to vocal coaching or anything like that. So that was like a dream that I wanted to do, but I never went to that competition.
Wow.
But that was the moment that I realized that what is my path, and but I realized that later on. and and then I've been pursuing different kind of ways my self-expression. Like I did a lot of different hobbies,
Yeah.
like dancing. I went to circus school. I went to
Oh,
acting school. I was like I did all this different kind of. I've been drawing a lot. I still do. So kind of trying out different ways of expressing myself, and then. But the moment when I realized that I really want to pursue to become an artist was when I was on eighth grade. I had my own band that was in school. Uh, it was only girls in that band, and we had
oh,
our own first rock concert in our school. And back then, I actually, maybe that was the first moment I got to know my stage personality, the rock Nora, who came on stage, and I was like, "Put your hands up in the air!" And I already back then
very nice.
I had this kind of a talent that I could get people excited
Mhm.
in the audience, and I didn't know where that came from. It was just very natural,
Yeah.
and that was also the moment that on stage I realized that this is what I have to do in my life to make people happy.
Wow.
Uh, yeah.
Cool.
So from that moment on, I've been pursuing this profession.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you receive formal musical training? If so, which teachers or schools influenced you the most?
Well, I was during the school times. We have these music classes in like since from third to ninth grade, I was in this
Uh-huh.
music oriented classes, and that was very good base for my music education. And then I was many years like self-taught, and I always listened to my idols. Like my first idol was Whitney Houston. When I was on fifth grade, I heard Whitney Houston singing "I Will Always Love You," and that was
Yeah.
a big moment for me. I was like, I want to be that kind of singer with that big voice, that soul.
Yeah.
And I've got these different moments realizing when I've heard certain singers like Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson, and later on when I was 19, I heard Janis Joplin the first time, and I was like, my brains just
Yeah.
expanded. Like that is the woman, the kind of woman and artist I want to be, like standing her ground and doing her own way and her own path. Uh, and the rasp came from Janis Joplin when I heard her. So I was like, before Janis Joplin, I didn't have that kind of rasp in my singing voice.
How does the culture of nature of the North shape your music? Which feelings and artists first inspired you in the atmosphere?
Do you mean the Finnish culture?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I think that because in Finland we have like the culture, I think is more like about for me as a woman, I have been able to be very independent, and I have always been like from when I was growing up at home, and my parents were always very like they were always saying that you can do it, and whatever it is, you just work hard and you will achieve that. So it was when they were so encouraging, I felt like they gave me a good home to grow, and to become an artist and kind of grow myself as an independent
Yeah.
woman. And so I think that also has been a big influence on me, and as a Finnish person, and also but yeah, I feel like I had uh, this like I always felt that my parents were by my side, and never was like, no, you can't do it or something like that. But they
Yeah.
were always encouraging. And so that was something that really helped me on my way. But also uh, thinking about outside
Yeah.
home, there was no encouragement so much. So I was bullied a lot. I was bullied at school. Uh, it was a huge shock for me when I got this, you know, uh, a lot of encouragement at home, but then when I went outside the door, people were like, "You're somehow wrong, and you don't belong." So it was like I felt like an alien outside home. Um, but somehow it was like, because I was taught at home that I am enough, and I am, you know, I was loved at home so much. So I got this kind of a strength from home to bear all this bullying also outside home. And I've grown to become a person who wants to stand up for people who are in a weaker spot, or who are bullied. And I also, as a performer, this is my main task
Yeah.
as an artist, is to help people to be more brave in their own lives,
Yeah.
and to enjoy life.
Wow.
And for me nowadays, being an artist is like more like a tool to help people to love themselves, and to love life and enjoy life, and to stand behind themselves more than anything.
Wow. Wow. It's very nice answer. Thank you so much. Was there a moment or a technique that made you say, once I learned this, everything changed?
Well, there is no, there is no one thing. It's always, I think, it's like a path, like it's it's a it's a journey of learning constantly, and the hunger of learning and expanding your reality and
Wow.
what you can do with your mind, with your body, and with your surroundings. And as long as you have the hunger, the
Hmm.
constant hunger to learn, and realizing that you are never complete, you are never perfect, and
Yeah.
accepting that, but
Yeah.
giving your best every day. That is
Wow.
the best thing that you can, do. And also, that's something that I have. If you say one thing that you ask, one thing that I have learned, that everything
Yeah.
will be okay, that is it. That you learn to do your best,
Yeah.
and being kind and loving to towards yourself and towards others, and never use your elbows to get on the top. So,
Very nice.
yeah,
Very nice.
because
Awesome.
I have never, because I mean, the thing is that kindness never costs anything. But you also, with that kindness, you have to remember to respect yourself and
Yeah.
others.
Mm.
And also, this is very much, it's attached to this self-learning, and how to get better in your profession, and as a singer, or as an artist. Because if you can't respect yourself or others, then it's very hard to continue learning.
Yeah. 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 Your high range control is unbelievable. Wait, was this always a natural talent, or did you build it over time?
I have built it over time, my whole
Oh.
life. Like, well, I think, since I was little girl,
Yeah.
I have always been very vocal.
Yeah.
That's why I have always had like a little raspiness in my talking voice.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but when I was like when I was talking about when I was like 4 years old or so,
Yeah.
I was a bit shy back then. Like I
Ah.
have, and it's also like we are not only one kind of people, like we all have these different
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah.
So I have also the shy side of me still there. And yeah, but yeah, I also forgot what you asked. What was the question?
Or did you build it over time? And
Yeah, the range, yes. Yeah, because that thing why I forget things is because I have ADHD, so that means that I start to explain something and then I forget the original
okay.
thing. But yeah, so bear with me. But yeah, anyways, actually, when I started to build up this higher range was actually when I heard Whitney Houston. So that
Oh.
was something that I started to, um, like doing research of what Whitney Houston did as a singer. Like she was a gospel singer. She
Uh-huh.
used to be taught by her mother to do all the, this big soulful voice.
Yeah.
And I also got intrigued by so many different soul singers, like Aretha Franklin, and also Ella Fitzgerald, and these kind of classic singers. And I was very um, excited about this. And then what I started to do was I self-taught myself first, kind of imitating these idols.
Yeah.
And I realized already on the fifth grade that I could actually imitate just by
Hmm.
hearing someone. I could form that sound.
Yeah.
that was some kind of a, like I thought in myself that this is some kind of talent that I have, that I can actually, by listening, I know what to do with my body.
Hmm.
But but it didn't mean that I already could do it perfectly. But I knew that if I do this as many times in a
Yeah.
row, then it will develop into better shape. So this has been always like something that I really love to do. Is I love to rehearse some things that if I find something very cool thing that someone does with their voice, I want to repeatedly
Yeah.
try to do that. And that is also some very therapeutic for me to kind
Mhm.
of have this kind of rehearsing uh, in a mantra way, that I do the same thing over and over again, and it's relaxing and kind of it makes me feel calm and somehow in balance when doing these rehearsals.
Mhm.
So that is uh, that is something that has developed the range, that I have found these different idols. Then I was self-taught, and also Janis Joplin was also very important, because
Yeah.
she was like a force of nature, also like with that
Uh,
big voice,
yeah.
high range, but still with the very like that raspiness in there
Yeah.
and soul. So when I started to learn how she sings, I actually broke my vocal cords for
Mm.
for for a certain time, because I didn't find anyone who could teach me that.
Oh.
Yes, so I tried to learn myself, and what happened was that I put too much air pressure to
Yeah.
my vocal cords, and then there was created these vocal nodules
Oh.
that yes, and I actually lost my voice for a couple of months because
Wow.
the vocal cords were so swollen
Yeah.
and they didn't move so
Mhm.
much because of those nodules. So what happened was actually one of the greatest things in my life, because I I was taught what it means to lose your voice.
Yeah.
And that was the greatest and the most terrible thing that happened in my life at the same time, because I learned the value of taking care of yourself and taking care of your voice. And also, I got so intrigued by human voice and like, what can I do to do the raspy thing in a good way that I don't break myself. And
Yeah.
that was the beginning of the path of learning to to become a vocal coach myself. Actually, like
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I went to the voice therapy, and there actually I started to learn how to speak more with a lower voice, because the therapist was saying like, you have to talk with lower voice and not to yell so much when you speak. Usually before that I was like, "Rah!" like talking very high pitched and talking very loud. So nowadays it's like uh, I try to keep it down while talking. And then also I did some rehearsals
Yeah.
to to get rid of those nodules in the vocal cords. And in year and a half, even though I got my voice back
Yeah.
and I was very busy with my voice, uh, busy as a singer, but at the same time I I I got rid of those nodules and I got my voice back, and I also learned how to do it, how to do the raspiness without breaking yourself. So
Wow. It's a long and hard story. It's a very
yes,
hard story for you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Did you have daily rituals to protect and warm up your voice,
yes,
especially winter
yes.
times?
Yes, I have like, especially talking about on tour, I have like very strict routines every day, and I really like that, having these routines every day, the same thing every day. So the 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 first and most important thing is to sleep a lot, as
Super.
much as you can. No alarm clocks, if possible. So usually I sleep 10 hours or
10
so.
hours. Wow.
Yes, yes, and sometimes even more. It depends on what's how how I feel. Like, but yeah, you have to sleep a lot, and that's the way to to uh, to get your voice back, you know.
Yes,
And
yes.
also it, when you have done something, it's also research, in the medical research, that when you sleep your body, uh, like renovates again,
Yeah.
and kind of, you you make your muscles when you sleep and whatever, like,
Yeah.
so that's the same thing applies to the vocal cords
Yeah.
and your whole body, because you have to remember, as an artist and as a singer, that it's not only your vocal cords that is the instrument, but it's your
Yeah.
whole body, and
Yeah.
it's your mind,
Oh,
and your,
yes.
yes, it's everything together. And then, of course, the second thing is, your nutrition. I always eat the same times, and everyone has their own metabolism. So I have this, like a slower metabolism, so that I know that I have to eat certain amounts certain times a day, and it's really like,
Wow.
if I do something differently, then it can affect the show in the evening. And then also, hydration is one of the most important things as well.
Hmm.
That and that's also very personal, that what different people need a different amount of
Yeah.
hydration in their
Yeah.
body, and that is something that I actually learned recently, that I don't need so much water during the show that I
Sure.
thought,
Hmm.
because actually, I learned this from my fiance, because he is also, well, he's a musician as well. He's a drummer,
Yeah.
but also his hobby is jujitsu, and he says that they never drink water during the rehearsals.
Oh,
And I was like, how is that possible, that you do this very rough exercise and you don't drink water?
yeah.
And I tried this. I have tried this year, that I don't have water so much. I have like
So,
one or two bottles, half-liter bottles, but
mhm.
I drink maybe half half liter of during the show, like in 1 hour and a half. So
Wow.
it's like, I realized that it's actually in my head. The
Yeah.
whole whole water thing has been, and also it's been uh, it's been really good thing. And then after the show, I hydrate myself
Hmm.
uh, a lot, and yeah. So you can learn all the time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. After the show, you will go to sleep.
Yeah, after the show, I take off my mask, so to say, and eat, and then I go to sleep, and then the day starts again. So
Yeah.
it's sleeping, eating, having, of course, of course, these warm ups and things like that. Always before the sound check and before the show,
Yeah.
getting ready. But yes, that's it. So it's very simple, very strict
Hmm.
life that I live, and I really like that on tour, because when I'm off tour, I live differently. I live at countryside. I have my chickens and cats and dog and a house to take care of. So I live this country life.
Yeah.
I walk in. I have a lot of walks in the nature, so it's like connecting with the nature a lot, and also doing some music and and also different kind of art. But yeah, it is like I don't have these strict routines at home so much. I'm like very I'm like a child of nature when
Yeah,
when I get home.
yeah. Very nice, very nice. Have you ever been to Turkey? Do you know Turkish music and or any Turkish singers, musicians?
Unfortunately, not yet. I would really love to come there and also get to know your culture and the singers there. And
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued about this. This how different cultures uh, and that like how it affects different artists and singers. So I really love this concept what you have, because I am very intrigued about this as well.
Mhm.
So I really hope to get there very
Yeah,
soon.
we are waiting. We are waiting every time. Uh, on this program, I ask all my guests to share a folk song from their culture. Will you share a small folk melody that carries the wind of Finnish lands?
uh, well, that's a hard one. Let's see. You have to give me a second. I have to think about this. Mm, okay, I sing you a little bit of this.
Okay, okay.
Oi maamme Suomi, synnyin vaan, soi sana kultainen. There you go. That's actually our country anthem, Oi maamme.
Thank you. Quick round. These or that. Perfect technique or imperfect but emotionally powerful voice.
I always take the imperfect but emotionally powerful voice.
In the studio, a magical first take or the perfect take after 20 tries.
A magical first take.
Magical first take. Very nice. Live show, 5,000 seat arena or a 200 seat intimate acoustic venue.
Both.
Both. Cool. Cool. Very nice. Helsinki or Oslo?
Helsinki.
Helsinki. Northern Lights or Mr. Forest Morning?
Misty forest morning.
Oh, Mr. Forest Morning. Okay. Ronnie James Dio or Dickinson?
Both.
Both. Cool. Tatiana Shmailuk or Alisa White Glues?
Alisa.
Alisa. Okay. Tarja Turunen or Emily?
Tarja Turunen.
Tarja Turunen. Okay. Lohit Keita or Turkish kebab döner?
Hey, that's not fair. But I really
Yes or
love
no?
I really love Lohikeita. That's my favorite.
Thank you so much. Noora, thank you so much for being here. I truly hope we get to hear you live in Turkey one day. Thank you. And it's wonderful that you exist.
Thank you, Emre, and take care, and uh, all the greatness for your journey to find these different cultures and singers. And I hope to get to Turkey very soon.
Thank you.
Okay.